Welcome back to NetWorthy Podcast, where we provide coverage on all things NBA. I'm your co-host, El Jefe, and I'm joined here by my fellow members of the SFN crew. How y'all fellas doing?
I just want to say that I saw Jimmy Butler's new hairstyle. He looks like Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls. He's not winning a title this year. I just want to let you know that.
Didn't your mother ever tell you if you have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all?
Did I say anything? I didn't say anything rude.
That
I
was
wasn't
yeah,
mean.
that was rude and disrespectful.
Huh?
You called him a girl. You called him a Powerpuff girl. That was
What's wrong with
rude
being
and
a girl?
disrespectful.
What's wrong with being a girl? It's
He's
International
a
Women's Month.
dude. He's a guy though. He's not a
How do
girl.
you know that that's what he identifies as?
She oh my goodness. Are you
Pushing
kidding me?
international woman.
Look at Wade's face. I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me? Like,
You good?
don't.
No,
Jeez, I'm never.
Wade was just like this.
Yeah.
Yo, I've just never seen it. Let's get serious. Jimmy Butler is a guy. Okay, he's a man. All right, let's be real.
I-
All right. Outside of that, though, man, Wayne Sapp, how y'all doing?
We're here. It's another week. It's another week. Yeah, I gotta get a haircut. Speaking about hairstyles, so it's totally understandable. But
Getting
yeah,
real Jalen Brown esque.
gotcha, gotcha. Wish I had a bank account.
Yeah, we need that. We need that for sure. Sav, you all right?
Yeah, it's good with it.
Oh man, it's good to be here. I got another question for y'all. Denver, the Denver Nuggets, man, they were finals champions last year. They managed to finally get it done. I mean, before that, I was saying Jokic is nothing more than a regular season MVP player, and that's all he would ever chase was that ring, and he would never get a real ring. And I yada yada yada. I was going this, that, and the third. But now he's won a ring. They're still just as close to the top of the West as they were last year. They're doing their thing, trailblazing a path. Can they pull a 2017, 2018 Warriors and go back to back this season? How y'all fellas feel about that?
Mhm. I feel like it's a possibility. I mean, the way that the team is playing, the way that they have camaraderie, and chemistry, it's definitely a possibility with them. I can see it. But it'll be tough. It'll be tough coming out of the West. There's a lot of hungry teams over down there. And obviously, with the Celtics coming out of the East this year, I hope that they're able to get over that hump in the 7 game series against them and get the job done. So we'll see what's up.
Man, you gotta worry about that 7 game series against him right there first. All right.
Yeah, if they can make it this time,
Hey,
we'll see
we
what's up.
coming. We coming back for what, fourth round, four year in a row Eastern Conference
Um,
Finals matchup. We coming for that.
yeah,
It's gonna happen. Don't worry. But yeah, I mean, you're right though. Denver, man, they click on all cylinders when it matters, and they manage to get the job done. Jokic, I feel like he might be a bully in the locker room. He might be beating people up on the side. We don't know. He might be telling them in that locker room, hey, hit it done or else. Because sometimes we see things from guys that I don't expect to see. Especially sometimes from like Aaron Gordon, for instance, when he be going off, I be unexpected, and I feel like Jokic pulled him to the side. Hey, man, if you don't do this, that, and the third, don't come to the locker room after the game.
it is
But
tough. It is tough, man. And get the job done.
but one piece I am concerned about on their team is Jamal Murray. I feel like he's an iffy player. I feel like he's not always there. He's not as consistent. But Jokic, man, he definitely glues that team together when it matters. Um, but
The
man,
glue gun. Sorry.
oh man, how you feel about Denver? Do you think they can go back to back? You think they can secure the West? I mean, as crazy as the West is this year, you think they can secure another Western victory, and then on top of that, beat whoever comes out of the East this year?
I mean, I know they say it's the second time around and it's a little bit more difficult, but I also feel like it's easier because you already have the experience. you know what it takes. You know when to really kick it into high gear. You have guys like Jokic that they say doesn't necessarily give his 100% against some of the lesser teams. When he does play against a team that matters, he does play up to, if not higher than expectations. So you have guys like that. Then they do have a solid. They still have their solid core role playing or role players. So, I mean, I don't really see why they can't. I mean, they can't like go back. I mean, they're real foes in the West. I feel like you have the Clippers. You can never really count LeBron out. You have Phoenix, and if Minnesota can get healthy in time, I think Minnesota is a solid is a solid foe. But I don't really see any teams definitively in the West knocking Denver off the throne. And then in the East, outside of say, Boston, if Jason Tatum shows up. Sorry, Wayne. But if Tatum shows up, New York's not good enough. Maybe Milwaukee. Maybe.
I just can't take Milwaukee serious.
I think if Dame really locks in, then Milwaukee is a tough out in the NBA Finals. Just because Giannis knows, that team kind of knows what it takes to win. But in the East, like even my Knicks, I don't think Knicks are enough to beat an experienced team like Denver. So I mean, in the Eastern Conference, I would say Boston and Milwaukee will give Denver their toughest challenge. That does include Miami as well. I don't think Miami has enough to beat Denver this season.
No, I mean, I think though. I think this season they would play them better than last season, but they would probably lose again. I mean, in all honesty, you're right. They would probably lose again. I think they would win. They might win more than they did last year, but I don't think they're ready to beat Denver, and not in the finals. Maybe in the regular season, maybe, but they haven't proved that to me yet either.
It just we'll get into that a different time.
And I mean, that's just me being I mean, yeah, an unbiased fan. I mean, they got to prove to me that they can beat Denver in the regular season before they can even beat them when the lights are bright. They can't beat this team. I mean, Jokic is too much, and that's just what it comes down to. But, but yeah, what was it? Sav, man, how you feel about Denver? You think they can solidify back to back?
No.
Do you think they could come out the West?
Well, what?
Do you think they can? Do you think they have enough this season to at least come out of the West again?
As I mean,
Unbiasedly, unbiasedly.
they make it to the Western Conference Finals. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, the West is definitely stacked up this year. I mean, like Ant said previously, you
Yeah,
got
it's
teams like
deep.
the Suns. I mean, the Wolves if they get Carl back. As much as I don't like them, if the Clippers play serious, um, you know, you got a plethora of talent over there. So that's going to be their first tall task to get back to the finals, and then they gotta they got to beat in East. They still got to beat the East. No matter who comes out, they still got to beat the East in a 7 game series. Whether it be Milwaukee, whether it be Boston, whether it be the Knicks, whether it be Miami, whether it be anybody, whether it be the Cavs. The Cavs are up there too. We can't forget about the Cavs. They're literally in second place, and we don't talk about them enough. They're right
No,
behind
not enough.
Boston. You know, they're there. Um, so, and as much as Ant and me and you don't like Donovan Mitchell, he plays his heart out some nights. So we got to give him his props sometimes. But even still, even if the Cavs have to line up with them, I don't think they have enough right now either. But it will be interesting to see what happens with Denver this year. I'm curious to see if they even make it back out of the West. So I can't wait for the playoffs to start for sure. And I know y'all can't either. But that's enough of this one. Make sure y'all subscribe to us on YouTube, NetWorthy Basketball Podcast, and we'll be back later.